Coming up on LUTV News, the historic Boone home is now under new ownership. Find out about the changes that will be made.
Plus, St. Louis hosted the world's largest robotics competition. Find out more about the event and the competitors involved.
And a man attempts to break the world record for most speeches given in a day. We'll have the details on him coming up.
Those stories plus sports, weather, and more ahead on LUTV News.
Welcome to this edition of LUTV News. I'm Charlie Mager.
And I'm Cassie Hall.
A St. Louis jury ordered the company Johnson & Johnson to compensate a woman $55 million in damages. Gloria Reistesung of South Dakota claimed that the company's baby powder caused her ovarian cancer. Court records show the jury administered the verdict in her favor on Monday. A Johnson & Johnson spokeswoman says the New Jersey-based company is beginning the process to appeal the Monday ruling.
The Missouri House has passed a bill to bar cities, counties, and law enforcement agencies from setting traffic ticket quotas. The bill is aimed at stopping public officials from requiring police to write a certain number of citations. It also continues efforts to change ticketing and fining policies following the turmoil in Ferguson. Lawmakers face a deadline on May 13th to pass the legislation before the session ends.
The historic Daniel Boone home is now under new ownership. Lindenwood University President Michael Schoenrock announced the school will donate the property to St. Charles County. At a press conference last Friday, he said the university had been working with the county to transfer ownership of the land since last fall. A formal signing of the official transaction also took place at the press conference. County Executive Steve Ailman said St. Charles County already has plans for the property.
We will, in the short term, be continuing what Lindenwood has been doing out there, but we have some long-term plans as well to develop the entire acreage as a county park.
The donation includes the Boone home, the Boonesfield Village, and an additional 200 acres of land. The new park will be named Lindenwood Park in honor of the university's donation. The property will officially change ownership this month.
An old building on Main Street, St. Charles is working to provide opportunities for young entrepreneurs.
LUTV News' Daniel Rotlander is in the studio to tell us more about his visit to the old post office. Daniel?
After several years without any purpose, the old post office is celebrating a huge comeback. OPO Startups is a young company focusing on supporting local startup businesses. The old post office on Main Street in St. Charles has been around for more than a century. After being empty for several years, it has a new purpose. Named OPO to honor its traditional location, the young company provides opportunities to young entrepreneurs. Megan McKisson, the project manager at OPO, explains the company's mission.
So we take businesses in the early stage and help give them a place to affordably grow and helpfully foster their development.
One of the main ideas of OPO is to get young entrepreneurs paired with experienced professionals. Jim Elder is president of the St. Louis company Allegra and a former professor at Lindenwood University. He volunteers to give workshops at OPO to lead the next generation.
Each workshop will have a different topic, but they're to help them better understand and succeed in developing their businesses.
While workshops and presentations are the key events of OPO, the company also puts effort into making the entrepreneurs feel comfortable. They can either play a game of table tennis or foosball, or relax on the couches or in the open kitchen.
So you want your entrepreneurs to obviously feel comfortable, but have them interact with each other and then hopefully use each other for resources, ideas, and build stronger, bigger businesses.
One of the more experienced regular entrepreneurs at OPO is London native Mark Neville. He is founder and CEO of Connect VR, a system that uses smartphones to create virtual realities. He wants to share his experiences, but also wants to gain fresh ideas.
And I sometimes mentor other companies and other entrepreneurs. Also, you know, from my own perspective, you never stop learning as an entrepreneur.
OPO Startups will celebrate its one-year anniversary this May. Founder Randy Schilling announced that the big community event is planned on Main Street, St. Charles for May 6, 2016. For LUTV News, I'm Daniel Rotlander.
St. Louis hosted the world's largest robotics competition Wednesday through Saturday last week.
Downtown was packed with junior high and high school students from around the globe for the annual FIRST, or FIRST Robotics Competition.
LUTV's Samantha Glenn was present for the Saturday championship.
Imagine building and programming a robot. Not just any robot, a competitive robot with offensive and defensive skills. You'd raise funds and design a team brand based on your robot. Now imagine accomplishing all this in 6 short weeks. If faced with this challenge, many people wouldn't even know where to start. But thousands of teens around the world call this the hardest fun you'll ever have.
Here at the First Robotic Championships, teams from all over the world have brought their robots to compete. The theme this year is called Stronghold.
You start in the middle, and you have defenses, and you try to cross the defenses and take each other's towers.
Each robot is designed to throw boulders into the other team's tower. The robots may scale the opposing tower in the final seconds of a match.
I love Stronghold. I was so excited when I saw the reveal video because I love team spirity things and themes.
Over 20,000 students participated in the 4-day event. Champions were announced Saturday night in front of 40,000 spectators in the Edward Jones Dome. First robotics competitions have inspired many students to strive for greatness well beyond their high school years. Michael from Team 422 shares how it feels to come back to the championships as an alumni mentor.
The last 2 times I've been here, I enjoyed it so much and I value the experience so much. You leave the team as a student, but you still get to have fun with robots while you're in college.
The 2016 winning alliance consisted of teams from California, Illinois, Ohio, and Virginia.
Next year's game will be revealed in January, and students will test their limits of their creativity all over again. Straight ahead on LUTV News, Lindenwood is in the process of building a new library.
Find out what is in store for this new edition coming up next.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains can cause a wildfire, and that can be scary. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Missouri students are now eligible for the state's A+ scholarship. Students from private schools and even study abroad programs are eligible for A+. The scholarship is aimed to cover 2 years of community college tuition. Students must meet GPA, attendance, and community service requirements. Because of House changes, the bill is headed back to the Senate and is currently advancing in the legislature.
Construction for a new library on the Lindenwood University St. Charles campus began in the fall of 2015. The new library will have state-of-the-art facilities for Lindenwood students as well as a 24-hour study area. When the board was thinking about a new space, they wanted all areas of education to be functional. The goal is to use the space as effectively as possible.
A lot of technology in the space, group study rooms that'll have technology tables and they'll be painted with whiteboard paint for the whole room. There'll be a full service media lab, so you'll be able to do audio video production, and then we have a theater slash kind of lab, I guess, that we put together for the students. So if you're doing audio video production work, you can take it right across the hall and see what it looks and sounds like in a real theater setting. So a lot of really cool kind of cutting edge technology.
The library is predicted to be finished in the summer of 2017.
Lindenwood University hosted its annual Monologues event in the Black Box Theater on Monday. The event gives students the opportunity to share personal stories with an audience. LUTV's photojournalist Daniel Rotlander took a look at the emotional event.
How many of you write? How many here write, just in general? It's the event I'm most proud of because it's when you take the time to write down, to sort of write down something that is so close to your heart and, like I said, so oftentimes difficult to articulate.
You saw me, and I hope to God after this, no one ever sees me this way again.
It's kind of really emotional that this is how I'm being sent off, because the first one I did was about my sexual assault, and it was really tough to tell that story, and then every time I do it, it's just easier.
The silence, the darkest of my things, is about to take me away. What to do? Only one thing comes to mind: strength.
It's a very healing experience.
You hit it by accident or on purpose, and it hurts and sometimes cracks.
It's an opportunity for them to share a side of them that they don't typically share. And that offers so many more opportunities for collaboration.
My poor, naive 6-year-old arm, and I said, "Don't worry, Mom, you'll get better soon. I know because this happens to us too."
You've got estrangement, family estrangement, sexual assault, sexual identity, feelings of abandonment. These are complex emotions that we all go through here and there.
The LEU monologues are organized every semester by the Gender Studies Club. Submissions are accepted throughout the school year.
The Mueller Soccer Complex was filled with trucks and people for the start of the food truck season. The food truck event was hosted by St. Charles City's Parks and Recreation Department. Photojournalist Cassie Kibbins got the inside look at the food festivities.
So we're at Mueller Soccer Complex, which is one of our parks that we have throughout the park system, and it's the first of the food truck events that we do every year.
Megan. Yes, thank you, dear. Bratwurst, no bun, of course.
Yeah, it's pretty much, on average, we probably between like 12 and 16 food trucks at each one of these events.
You got all sorts of different kind of foods. You don't have to think about what you want to eat when you get home because you got it all here in St. Charles.
I'll take the banana cream.
Anytime you can get a group of food trucks together, you're going to draw a nice big crowd. Everybody's in a great mood. It's a good opportunity for you to push your product, make a little money, and have a good time in the run too.
It's something different than going to Main Street and just having dinner at a typical restaurant.
You know, it's just nice. You get some of the residents out together. It's nice weather, and I mean, a lot of times they do themes and stuff. There's stuff for kids, and it's a family-oriented event.
The beauty is that you can come to one place and today you can have 14 different kinds of food that you would like to eat.
Hi, I'll have the hot Italian and the mac and cheese bowl.
You get a chance to kind of have some food that you wouldn't normally get to experience in the city of St. Charles.
St. Charles City Parks and Recreation will host 3 more food truck events. The next 3 will be in Frontier Park in June, August, and October. It seemed like we were finally getting to summertime, and now all of a sudden it's cold out there again. I don't know how to feel about it, Charlie.
I had to wear a jacket for the first time in over a week today, but hopefully that's just temporary. LUTV's Emily Miller has more details on what to expect weather-wise. Emily, what do you have?
We should be expecting some typical Missouri weather with thunderstorms galore. Will the sun continue to stay? Find out coming up next.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad
is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
For this time of year, there is that typical month of May sporadic weather patterns, as sunshine has been nice in the mornings, but there is a band of rain clouds that are starting to form. The main storm system that we saw earlier this week has passed, and now it's on its way to the east end of the country. As we get into the nighttime hours, a cold front from the north is making its way down and then will bring more showers with it. Let's check on the 5-day forecast to see what's in store for temperatures this week. For Tuesday's forecast, it is a mostly cloudy day with a high of 66 degrees and with a low of 52. Then on Wednesday, what we are looking at is a mostly cloudy day again with a high of 66 and a low of 45. Moving into Thursday, it is a beautiful sunny weather with a beautiful temperature of 69 and a low of 47. Then moving into the weekend, it is another beautiful sunny day with a high of 86 and a low of 59. It sounds like a lovely weekend in the end, so make sure you go out and enjoy the beautiful weather.
The Delta Zeta sorority from Lindenwood University hosts a unique event every spring.
Photojournalist Emily Miller attended the male beauty pageant, and it proved to be quite an eventful show.
Big Man on Campus is basically it's a male beauty pageant. The guys from campus and in the fraternities come out and they compete in a variety of categories. Tonight we had swimwear, casual wear, formal wear, and then an onstage question portion as well as a talent portion. And so we have 3 judges this evening, and they get ranked on a scale from 1 to 10, and then we accumulate all the scores in the end, and then the gentleman who wins is crowned Big Man on Campus. An event that our alumni decided that they needed an event to help raise money for our national philanthropy. And they just came across this idea, and we've just stuck with it ever since. I like the talent portion. It really gets to see the guys let loose and be confident in what they want to do. This year we've set a personal goal to start for the Starkey Hearing Foundation, which is our national philanthropy.
So I'd like to donate it back to the Starkey Hearing Foundation.
And what they do is they provide hearing aids for people of all ages in third world countries and here in the United States free of cost.
Matt Ream did the pull-ups and is raising money for our philanthropy, so seeing that was really, really cool. When I first saw him post about that, I was like, wow, that's awesome. Seeing him support something that means so much to our sorority.
More than anything, it feels great to be supporting the Starkey Hearing Foundation. It's really close with Delta Zeta and all their members. It's awesome to be supporting their philanthropy.
Something different. You've always seen normal beauty pageants for girls, so seeing it from the guys' side is actually really funny to me. They all go up, and so I didn't get to actually do the math part.
399, okay, got it? 8, 9, 8, 4. The winner is Matt Ream.
Overall, a great experience, and I enjoyed being a part of it.
Delta Zeta will continue to host this event every year.
Any male at Lindenwood can participate in the event to have a chance to win the title of Big Man on Campus.
Up next in sports, the Lindenwood football team held their spring off-season game. Find out how their off-season practices are going coming up next.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The Lindenwood football team's preseason is in full effect. The team has been involved with workouts just 4 months ahead of their season opener. Off-season practices ended with Lindenwood's annual spring football game Thursday at Hunter Stadium with an offensive versus defensive showdown.
The spring game this year alternated scrimmages between the offense and defense with one-on-one drills between the two squads. The 15 spring practices leading up to the game gave the team a chance to prepare for the 2016 season and condition themselves for summer workouts. Coach Dion Melvin, who is entering his 5th season as Lindenwood's defensive coordinator, stresses that spring practices condition the players more than the season itself.
They actually condition during practice because we're moving around. The practices are very fluid. So, and then also in the spring we have an opportunity to condition them in morning workouts. So they get a little bit more conditioning in the spring than they do when fall starts.
Spring practices also give the players a chance to acclimate to the new coaching staff. The Lions hired 5 new coaches, including 3 assistants this offseason, and head coach Patrick Gross acknowledges change as a necessity.
Change is good a lot of times, and so in the situation we were in offensively, we really needed to bring some fresh blood in here. The other guys did a great job, but it was time for some fresh blood, and so they've come in and really have done a nice job of winning our players over.
One of the newly hired coaches is offensive line coordinator Bryce Carlson, who also works with the players individually to discipline them to perform at the college level.
It's not just playing, it's meeting room, how they are in the meeting room, how they are one-on-one, talking like this, how they are working out. With our strength and conditioning staff. They have to be bought in. They have to understand how to play at a higher level that they haven't done yet. So I've been pulling that out of them little by little.
The annual spring football game is played between Lindenwood's defense and offense after 15 spring practices with the purpose of building team camaraderie. The Lions will begin their summer workouts in June before opening the 2016 season at home against the University of Central Oklahoma on September 1st.
The closely fought contest went down to the wire with the offensive pulling out the win on the final play of the game. The Lions are hopeful that these spring practices build team chemistry so everyone is mentally prepared come September. The Lindenwood bowling team has finished the regular season 3rd in the power rankings, but one individual from the team finished number 1. LUTV Sports' Brad Sislevich is in the studio to give us the story.
Lindenwood sophomore Michael Coffey added 3 more national awards this season to his already stacked resume, including First Team All-American, MVP, and College Bowler of the Year. He won the individual title for 3 tournaments while averaging almost .218.
Coffey started hot the first month and a half of the season.
I made the first 5 all-tournament teams, and then I started to get a little, I guess, self-conscious of it, and it kind of got in my head.
But after a couple of events, he got back on track and set a record at an event in Kentucky.
I averaged .255 at one of the tournaments to set a record for Lindenwood's individual bowling.
To be selected for an all-tournament team, bowlers have to be in the top 5 for total pins knocked down in the team games. Of the 14 tournaments Lindenwood bowled this season, Coffey finished on the all-tournament team in 9 of them. Though it is a team effort, Lindenwood head coach Phil Vida said that Coffey was still one of the top performers.
Well, it always takes 5 players in order to make a good team performance, but he definitely was one of the better performers on the team throughout the year. In just about every tournament that he bowled, he was one of the top performers, not only on our team, but in the whole field.
Men's coach Randy Lightfoot says Coffey's performance was astounding.
Pretty amazing to watch his performance in Tier 1s. I think he had 4 tournaments where he was in the top 6 out of 5.
3, 2, 1. Last year, Coffey also earned National Player Rookie of the Year and won the coveted Teen Masters. After Coffey graduates from college, he plans on joining the PBA Tour. For LUTV News, I'm Brad Sislevich.
The Cardinals are back at it with a win. Monday night Pitcher Adam Wainwright brought the Cardinals to a victory. Wainwright doubled and smacked a 3-run and then a Big Mac Land home run to wipe out a 3-0 Philadelphia edge in the 4th inning. The home run was the 7th of his career. His 3 straight hit over 2 games were 3 more than he had last season. Last season, Wainwright was suffering from a torn Achilles tendon. The Cardinals ended up winning the game against Philadelphia 10-3. The St. Louis Blues received another victory in the Stanley Cup playoffs in a 4-3 overtime victory against the Dallas Stars in Game 2 on Sunday. This was the Blues' second round in the playoff series. The Stars were down 3-1 in the first and then scored twice in the third, giving up a power play to center David Backes halfway through the overtime period. The Stars' Antti Niemi relieved the fans as he allowed the Blues to score the game winner in overtime. For LUTV Sports, I'm Emily Miller.
It's not every day that someone tries to break a world record. One man in the St. Louis area with a talent for speaking and a powerful story accepted the challenge.
LUTV's Samantha Glenn was able to get an inside look at Brian Jackson's Guinness World Record attempt on Thursday and Friday.
Brian Jackson has an incredible life story of hope and forgiveness. He is a motivational speaker who has shared his story all over the world. But this past week, Brian spoke in his home city of St. Louis. His goal was to earn the Guinness World Record for most speeches given in one day. He needed to beat the record held by former presidential candidate Ralph Nader.
How do you take pride to become the person that you is?
In St. Louis, Brian Jackson is attempting to break the Guinness World Record for most speeches given in 24 hours. This means that he has to give 22 speeches or more. He and his witnesses began their journey in downtown St. Louis at 9 in the morning on Thursday. They were at the AT&T Center half an hour later for speech number 2. Attempting to earn the world record title was no easy task due to Guinness's rules. The speeches had to be unplanned, 10 minutes long, and each had to be on a different topic. There also had to be 10 new people at each speech and the attendance of 2 professional witnesses. I was able to catch up with Brian at speech number 4 outside of Busch Stadium.
To be in this great city on a great day and have the people behind me that have supported me is just an absolute blessing.
From there, he was off to many other destinations. Throughout the day, he spoke about topics such as leaving a legacy and having hope. His personal story is what tied the speeches together. Brian was injected with the HIV virus when he was 5 years old by his father. He was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS and not expected to live past the age of 6. Brian is now 25 years old. Later that day, he told me how he was feeling.
We're going on number 15. Been a long day, but we're still rolling. I'm kind of running low on energy, but you know, I got some crowds to keep me going and keep me up.
At speeches 16 and 17, Brian continued to prove that you can inspire people at any location. The next morning, Brian got himself out of bed bright and early. By 8:45, he was giving his last speech at St. Charles Community College. By 9 o'clock on Friday morning, Brian could say he had completed 24 speeches in 24 hours.
The last 24 hours have been really tiring and challenging. We ran into a fair share of challenges, but it all worked out.
I think I was getting more stressed than him. Are we going to make it? Hey, time's running out. Our part's finished, but now I guess it's the wait, because you send all the information back to the Guinness Book of World Records and you wait and you wait.
Win or fail, I'm already winning.
It will take about 6 weeks for Guinness to confirm or deny Brian's world record attempt. No matter what Guinness reports back, Brian will continue to accept new challenges. One idea is a 50-day, 50-state tour. With LUTV News, I'm Samantha Glenn.
That's it for this edition of LUTV News. I'm Charlie Mager.
And I'm Cassie Hall. Thanks for joining us.